Good. Play on that's actually pretty good. Used to, it took like 30 seconds to catch up. Twitch has gotten slightly better. Not that much better. Okay. Alright, back to this shit. Why did I start this without queuing first? Stupid. Alright. Is there anything that's actually deep? Nope. Okay. I guess in the meantime yeah, I guess I can do that. No, I need to check... I need to check Lemza, actually. Okay. I'll fart around today. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll do something. First I'll go check on my squad buddies. No one's here yet, so I'm just gonna mutter to myself. For posterity, I did another one of these streams last night. And I reached the Heaven's Ward content, and then I picked up Machinist. Or Machinist, whatever you call it. It's really hot. It's been storming, too. There we go. We'll see what that does. Hey guys. This will probably be more of a screwing off stream. Oh yeah, I didn't initiate any training, that's right. 6 hours away, it's gonna be a while. In that case, may as well... Then I need to... see if ventures are done. Getting busy work out of the way. Earlier today, I was trying to level up my Machinist, wherever the hell that shit is. Holy. There it is. And I only got to level 34, unfortunately. Only got to level 34 because I was trying to do everything in Palace of the Dead. And that place sucks. You don't get any XP whatsoever unless you actually complete the area. And unfortunately, it does not actually... Why did I go in here? Unfortunately, it doesn't actually match you together with healers. So we were getting blasted at the very end of the content. Yep, it is done. Yay. What was that? Brimstone, more of that shit. Go some of this, why not? There we go, you. What does she look like?
Amazing.
She's just like a nightmare. I let this in my room. Alright, so long, nightmare monster. Alright. Nah. The best way to level up, actually, is to, do, squad missions. Up until, like, the mid-50s. Let's see, was, I'll go back to... whatever that place is called. Oh, I can't? Oh, it's labeled under... That's weird. It's labeled under Arthas, or whatever it's called. Pretty expensive, too. Actually. 135. Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah. Set it. Alright. And I would be doing squad stuff. But unfortunately, I couldn't fill out an entire squad because I was the only DPS role. And I was the only DPS role because I had to send both of mine off in order to min-max a level 35 quest that I couldn't have been able to do otherwise. Alright. So I have never actually gone up here. I haven't actually done that yet. I did accept this clan thing, but I was a machinist at the time, so I couldn't actually look at the board. So goddamn hot right now. I still haven't been able to do any hunts. The whole hunt system is not particularly well made. It's very reliant on the players to just make something work. So there's things like hunt trains that you have to organize, and like I have a Discord channel specifically for hunts just because there's no in-game ability to organize any of it. It's one of those things. Covered in bills, blah blah blah. Take your fancy. Fantastic. It's quite an accomplishment. I read briefly. Is this just the same thing?
Amazing.
It is just the same thing. The rewards are even just as bad as they were before. So there's no reason to do this. Great. Like, it's the whole board system of accepting hunts is a complete waste of time. B ranks are a waste of time. A ranks almost are a waste of time. But odds are you probably can't do them alone. So... And if you were in an organized group, you would all be doing S ranks, I'm guessing. So I still haven't been able to do that yet. You got the fire of a born hunter burning in your eyes. Yeah, sure do. Which of those level 1 marks don't offer much of a challenge to a burly girl? Like you? I get the feeling they did not plan for me to... Or they obviously planned for me to be a girl. Because I am a pretty young girl. But that seems like a line that was written specifically for big brawny men. You've been wanting to spice things up a little. Head down to our dual lane until I'm ready for more. So this quest involved me running outside, looking at something, and then running back in. So blah blah blah, ready to move on to bigger and better things. Maybe this only appears if I've done hunts before, which I have. Just not in this area. I'd like to do hunt stuff. There's a couple things that I would like to buy in terms of glamour options, but they're way too expensive. Like, they're insanely expensive for what you can do on your own. You have to be in a community thing for it to work at all. Level 2 marks. Okay. But even the ones back in the starting area, the Realm Reborn areas, had 2 different distinctions of marks. Why would I need to unlock it? Yeah? Level 2 mark. What's the point of that? That's so strange. Why did it make me do that? Oh, because they're both dailies now. In the other areas, it's 1 daily and 1 weekly. Okay. Alright. That's done, I guess. Let's go into the next area, which I have not been in. If I can figure out where that is exactly. Doing so 4 tiers. Okay. I'm not really in an entertaining mood right now. I just figured I'd stream for the hell of it. I watched the, dropping something. I watched the hour-and-a-half long cutscene leading up to Heavensward last night at like 2 a.m. So if you want that, you can go watch that in the prior streams, I guess. I had more energy then. Way too much shit has happened today. Like, I'm just a little bit too tired. Sure sign. There's a new quest. There's that one. What's this? Dark Spectacle. Lots of unlocks. Sometimes the game just lies about these actually unlocking things. Like, they do technically unlock things, but they're usually just garbage. Or things that you don't care about. Like, you may now fight Titan Extreme or Savage Mode or whatever. Do you want to know more of Fate? Sure, why not? Wouldn't I, if I was to learn more about Fate, would I have not had a decision in the matter? Wouldn't he have just started telling me about it because I was fated to come in and learn? I don't know. Start Okay. What a name. Could you guys actually read the text? Probably not. So it just looks like I'm a crazy person muttering to myself. Ah, this is Coke Zero. My name is some long name because this game is so fond of long names. And I'm an astrologian of the Holy See. Remember that name, for it shall echo forevermore in the annals of Ishgardian history. I don't remember what his name is. Well, it will, once I put it there, once we put it there, okay? Okay. Okay, this is what I actually care about. What does this unlock? It unlocks garbage! It unlocks useless garbage that you could wear, like, 5 minutes into the game, nearly. Oh, right. Right, this is one of the new ones. Okay. I won't be playing this, but sure. Why not? Where to begin? I suppose I should consult my divining deck. Yeah, this is like the class for people that want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the middle of a fight. It's fucking stupid. Closing the very beginning. Astrology, the reading stars, is a branch of etheric science which originates in wherever I don't care. There have been blah 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 for thousands of years, was till 3 centuries ago when someone I don't care about moved into the stars, foresaw events in the horde and dragons. Since then, it was a single science that whatever to whatever astrology and the school former place. Dragon, he was an Aurora student before. Yeah, we'll pick this up later, because you seem to have a lot of bullshit to say about nothing. I've got roulettes to do. Oh, yay, it's the Pleasant Music Dungeon. This has nice music. Let's see. Let me know what the mixing is like on this, by the way. I forgot that I had my global volume on the game turned way down. Here, you can listen to this and fall asleep. Playing this is a refreshing change of pace since I've been playing Machinist all day. Which is just button mashing fever. The one thing I don't like about Red Mage is how slow your, like, base combos and stuff are. Like, just casting basic shit just takes absolutely forever. To be able to get a double cast anyways. Oh, the game's... I talked a lot about it last night, but the game has gotten a lot better since, mainly 2.55. This one, the game actually got better, I think. I'm not paying much attention right now. It's a little nightmare. This is what I forgot to do. I forgot to take some ibuprofen. There's our boy. Oop. You ruined the music. God damn it. Didn't mean to do that. I can't see the screen. I can't see anything down there. Oh, Betty. Enjoying yourself tonight? I'm feeling overly mellow right now. Like I have the urge to just do nothing. Which is why I was playing, but I figured I may as well stream at the same time. It may have not been a good decision, I don't know. There we go. Good music again. The antique? Yeah, it's more antique stuff. This is the good stuff right here. What's going on behind me? How come no one's running forward trying to clear this place as fast as possible? Someone else's. Oh. Someone else is eating. I am on Ultros, which I was only able to do once they banned a bunch of bots. After they did that, it finally opened back up. That shirt. Oh, yeah. The thing's too expensive to gift. If you're talking about the, Summer Indigo shirt? Is that what it's called? That thing's crazy expensive. I'm not sleepy, I'm just kinda tired. I'm in that mood where whenever I used to work for a living, you know, for like humans, they would want to know, what am I doing? Oh yeah. They would want to know if I was doing drugs whenever I came into work because I was like this. I was in this state. No, I'm just like really disconnected right now. It's one of the reasons why I really don't like competitive games anymore. I just can't maintain the focus for it. Yeah, humans are disgusting. Especially micro-humans. Isn't this Yeti cute? Like, he's really cute, isn't he? Look at him. He ruined the music, though. So he must die. Oops. Yeah, I don't drink monsters. Don't much care for them. Whoops. Shouldn't be using white magic over and over. These guys are so doofy looking. Oh no, he's gonna fart. How awful. Oh, damn it. Oh, right, this. I forgot that this was even a thing. This is a cute fight since you have to like push snowballs into him. What's that?
More Flintstones. Chew about morphine.
Flintstones. Did you know that eating too many Flintstone vitamins can actually kill you? It sounds ridiculous, but because of the fact that it's obviously loaded with very specific, like, nutrients or whatever. I'm not sure what it actually is, but because it's overloaded with one specific thing, you can actually, like, OD on it. Which is bad news, because those things are fucking delicious, if I recall correctly. I remember getting into trouble because I kept trying to eat way too many of them. Even my parents were telling me, don't do that. Don't eat all the Flintstone vitamins. But then I did. Then I died. Did you guys know that I'm actually a ghost? That's lore. Don't go. No. Don't don't go out of my range, please. I won't be playing. I'm glad you're excited about me playing your video game, but I won't be playing it that seriously. I think on the podcast today, Pat was talking about using a VPN so that he could gain a very slight number of extra frames on his button presses so that his DPS could be higher. Or does it look like it matters? This is not that kind of game. For some reason, 14 players are really obsessed with that. I don't know why. I mean, to them, it's like the most important thing in the world, even though, I mean, it's a pretty easy game for the most part. I mean, it does get harder as you go in, but it's not like you really need to have 500 extra damage for every 30 seconds or something. It's so strange. Yeah. I got the impression that the only people that actually really care are the people that do the Savage content. He was not cute, therefore he must die. Yeah, an MMO is something to get, like, I was into Guild Wars 1 a whole bunch, but Guild Wars 1 was also designed to be a PvP game first. The fact that it took off as a sort of MMO was actually pretty strange at the time. So trying to play that competitively makes sense because that's what it was meant to be. This, not so much. These dragon things are so angry. I wish you did this more often. The whole idea with red mages is that you're supposed to go in and out from like long range to short range, but you don't really do short range that much. It's just something that you do like once every like couple of minutes. It kind of depends on what the content happens to be. I wish it was something that you did with more frequency. This, what I liked about Machinist, actually, is that you're moving around a whole bunch. And since you don't have to channel anything, then... Yeah, this... here, you can watch the puppy. Since you don't have to channel anything, you can attack while you're moving. So it makes it feel way more active. I might show some Machinists later. But unfortunately, it's level 34, I think, so I can't do roulettes on it yet. Trying to grind that up to 50 is going to be miserable. But basically, there's like a 1, 2, 3 combo, and then there's another combo that's like it only activates whenever you're yeah, it only activates whenever you have, like, your overheat gauge thing going. And you basically have to, like, mash the buttons because it's activating so quickly. It's 2 buttons, mainly, that are the culprit, and it's like, I forget what they're called. Gauze round and, something else. Ricochet. Gauze round and Ricochet are the main culprits. Oh, someone died. I'm gonna hit him with my limit break. If I can think about it. No. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Yay, level 1 limit break that does nothing. I would have done more damage if I had just continued attacking. The level 1 limit breaks are just completely useless. I've tried a lot of the classes. There's actually, I think, only like 3 or 4 that I haven't tried at all. I've got Sprint on my hotbar down there. See, it's right here. I just don't use it that often. I'll use it now. Whoa, look at all the time I saved. I'm really optimizing my DPS now. I commend you, random person. I did it well. I'm the expert now. Oh, I don't like Animal Crossing at all. Animal Crossing is definitively not competitive, but it's also very stressful. And it's stressful because it's just a debt simulator, and you know how much I hate money. Like, whenever I heard about Animal Crossing, I thought it was going to be not like a dating sim, but, you know, like just like a life simulator. I thought that you would go meet like animal friends, and there would be like little miniature ongoing stories in between them, and just like generated content like that. But it turns out you don't really interact with the other villagers all that much, and most of it is just buying junk that you don't actually want, and then doing the same repetitive tasks around the town. Like, I think farming for shells was the big money maker in New Leaf, I think it was. So you would just go to the island every day and just do that, just over and over and over again. It was just It's just such a nothing game whenever you play it like that. That's for people that just don't think about the debt. And they just kind of just walk around and just fart around. Here, I'll shake a tree, I guess. Just whatever comes to mind. That's who it's for. I see no value in that. Alright, let's talk to Idiot again. Yeah, I find Animal Crossing really stressful. I don't like it at all. Now, where to begin? I suppose I could consult my divining deck for an answer. Too easy, blah blah, astrology. I'll try to read it this time as a branch of a theological science which originated in distant Charlayan. I don't know what that is. There have been astrologians in Ishgard for thousands of years, but it wasn't until 3 centuries ago when Adunel the Younger learned that the movement of the stars could also be used to foresee the movements of the dragons, the Dravanian horde, that the field became popular to track dragons, of course. Hmm? Odd. Oh yeah, you can locally mod, can't you? Since then, what was once a single science has bifurcated into 2 similar yet ultimately different schools of learning. The Charlayan School of Astrology and the Asgardian School, the former placing a focus on tapping celestial aether and transforming it into beneficial magics, or astronomy, the latter specializing solely in determining the actions of our dragon enemies to the north. So one's plot related and one's a gameplay device. I'm a student of the former. The only student of the former here in it. What? Okay, so I guess they're so obsessed with dragons that no one actually does what he does. Been actively seeking a partner with him to conduct my research. That seems really negligent. That you have an entire field of study of effectively space science that you use to study the movements of your primary enemy. By the way, I have no idea how that's supposed to work. But then there's another, like, related school that no one wants any part of. We can't learn anything from that. That sounds kind of stupid. It's like studying, like, nuclear physics because we love atom bombs. But then someone says something about... What about... I don't know. What about string theory or something? And everyone goes, ew, no, that has nothing to do with anything. Only losers study that. That is simply because they're afraid, they don't know. Once they do know how benefit the scene. Soldiers, they were full of... Okay. So this guy's actually a loser, but he sort of knows what he's doing, but he's kind of too crazy to know it. Blocking the path has been laid out before you, instead of stubbornly denying your fate, postponing the end. I will not be doing this, but I will accept it. Okay. Did he give me anything? He did not. He just acted like an asshole. I just realized the clothing that I was going to get as a quest reward earlier, I mocked it. I mocked it earlier because it's just like generic robes that you get at like level 15 or something. Did they really spend so little time on this specific like job class that it's the only one that has generic bullshit robes as its unique equipment? Alas, even a lifetime studying and training cannot unlock all the secrets written in the stars. Myself, I have been a student of the whatever arts for more summers than I can count, and I still often misread the signs shown to be in the skies. But my readings are far more accurate now than they were when I attended the Athenaeum in Charlayan. Not the Charlayan, mind you, the colony that once thrived in the Dravanian hinterlands. I could not care less about what this guy is saying. I can recall my time there like it was but yesterday. The first 6 moons, I was not even allowed to touch the deck of 60. Oh my god. let alone conduct a reading with the major arcana. Most of my time was spent in the scriptorum, transcribing old tomes of astrological fundamentals such as the 6 elemental houses, divine duplicity, class triplicity, house modality, and polarity, dignity versus detriment. Oh my god. I think I hate this job already. I don't know anything about it. I think I hate it. I hate this guy, at least. I abhorred the task, and would tirelessly pester my instructors as to when I might actually be granted the opportunity to weave a spell or perform a reading. It wasn't until the end of the 6th moon that I realized all that transcribing had prepared me with the essentials I would need to do those very things. The position... He just keeps going, doesn't he? The positions of the celestial bodies within the 6 elemental houses and the relation to the major and minor arcana of the deck of 60, therein lie the secrets to tapping the ethereal power locked in the heavens. You need to become privy to these secrets. Oh my god. You guys are more interesting than he is. I haven't heard any of the Vieira voices yet. I'm nowhere near that content. Yeah, I got to extremely high level before getting here. I don't know how. I just did. This guy sucks. But not this die. No, no. I will not have you transcribe musty old tomes like I was once forced to. No, the task I have for you is much more interesting. See, I'm expecting the arrival of a very important guest. My old mentor from the Studium has agreed to make the journey from the old world to Ishgard and speak with the Holy See regarding the implementation of Charlean astrological techniques in city-state defense. Alas, the professor and his party are now fully 7 days late in arriving, and I began to worry for their safety. That's pretty late. I should be much obliged, therefore, if you would inquire of the other astrologians here in the Athenaeum, if they have heard aught. I thought he didn't have any other students. Why would Lord Name Man think I had information on the whereabouts of a handful of unbelievers from across the blood-brine sea? I am a... whatever, not a fortune teller, simply... You're a group of fortune tellers. That's literally your job. I cannot simply look to the stars and describe the location of the Viscount's guests unless his guests are dragons, it is. I hate these people. I suppose if anyone knew aught, it would be the Observatorium. We here at the Athenaeum are but students dedicated to research. Those with any influence in our field are assigned to the astroscope. This is why I skip dialogue in most quests. Most of it is just inane, long-winded bullshit that is written in the most, like, high prose nonsense way possible. It's useless. It's boring and it's a waste of time. Let me guess. The good Lord... What is his name? Janiquinard. Janiquinard? Why do they keep naming the characters like this? Mugequinel? Mugweniel. Like millennial, but with a G? Mugweniel? I need to stop... Like, I need to get past this, because just focusing on this makes me really angry. Like, not like angry like, but more like angry just like... that. Whatever that is. Okay. Am I close? Blah, blah, blah. I don't fucking care. I do not care. Shut up. Please. Oh my god, leave me alone. And there's a guy outside somewhere. What do you want? Fleury! Janiquinard. is still waiting for word on his blah blah blah. His skill in estimating remained unchanged. He's shitty. Managed to convince a single peer, you must be shitty too. He's a privileged little sprat, excuse me. Spends more time gazing at the stars in Young Bane's eyes and actually trying to read the ones above his head. Oh, what a loser. Alright, you tell the poor man I just returned from the blah blah blah. Speaking to one of his aides regarding blah blah blah, he's visibly upset and I was about to rest my career over something. No, you didn't hear from me. Whatever, okay. I just returned from a place and someone there knows something. Asked from where I thought this day can get worse. So someone he doesn't like knows something. An unspecified something. Meaning you because it just have made up my measures been certain people in the sea who do not approve of my studies, couple that with the fact that you're outsider and believe wrong conclusion. In fact, caution, prove their intentions are just. So he's a heretic too. Everyone's a heretic. Okay. Wait. It's down there? Hell no, I ain't going there. This quest is over. Fuck you. Doing your fucking errands. Oh. Machinist wasn't this bad. Like, Machinist wasn't great. Wasn't this bad, though. Take. Let's do main scenario roulette. I think I need to complain about that. Actually, I don't really need to complain about that because everyone knows what their problems are. Even the developers know what the problems are. I've actually never done Dark Knight at all. I don't even know where you get it from. I'm not doing Samurai. Samurai, here, hold on. I'll show you this. Where is Samurai? This. I didn't finish slotting all the skills. I was like, I'll drag all these, I'll read them briefly and be like, okay, that's a primary attack, I'll put it here, and I'll just like do that over and over again. I actually ran out of slots because there's so many generic does damage. Rushes target and delivers an attack. Rushes target and delivers an attack. Delivers an attack with a potency of 100. Instantly restores... Okay, that one's fine. Increases potency of next weapon skill. There's just like so many different abilities that are all doing either the same thing or they're just for the sake of increasing this like 3-path subsystem. We're not doing Samurai. Hell no. Never. Like, I already detest the weebiness of it. Like, they already ruined rogues by being like, well, a better rogue is a ninja. And all of them look like ninjas. They already ruined that. Because it's a Japanese game, everything has to revolve around their dicks in one way or another. Up at their pillars. I don't care about VR stuff now. I've never done VR or anything. It's on screen. Is this him? Probably not. I don't care how complex it. Like, the more buttons that it requires me to have on my HUD, the more things I have to press, I'm not doing it. The fewer there are, the better it is. That's just basic design. It's something that MMO and MMO players have a hard time grasping. You want to have as few buttons and shit on the screen as possible. That is basic fucking design. I cannot make that any more clear. Like, it's... There's a distinction between reducing your elements down to their finest qualities and having minimal things, and like, oh, you want a cell phone game where you press one button? No. You know what I'm saying. Don't get pedantic. I know you want to. But Samurai does not need that many buttons. I don't give a shit what it does. Nothing needs that many buttons. Especially not in a game like this where so many skills are just press button, do damage. Press button, was it after another button? Do more damage. After witnessing spectacle, every day seems rather dull in comparison. Who are you? What do you want? So you didn't see the trial earlier. Oh, you're lost. Fury, take me. The way that heretic swung that slab of iron he called a sword was a sight to behold. That sword, what do we do? Oh, this must be... okay. That actually was one of my ideas whenever I first started playing the trial. I said, these button combinations of 1, 2, 3 could be reduced into one button. Since there's no reason to use one, like... there's no reason to go 1, 2, 1, right? It's always 1, 2, 3. You never do that otherwise. So why not just make them into one button? So that you're not occupying as much space on the hotbars. And of course, some people were like, "Rah, rah, rah." But then other people said, oh no, they did that. They did that in PvP specifically. So the developers already are doing it whenever they have to. There's a guy with a sword. He couldn't have carried a shield if he wanted to. The blade was so big. It was so big. Had to keep two hands on it at all times. I was amazed he managed to keep up with that temple knight for as long as he did. So he's still lost, I guess. Felt like a demon from the deepest pits of the seventh hell, bellowing threats and working his arts. I wasn't sure what to make of it at first, but then I heard someone say he must be a dark knight. But you didn't hear that from me, eh? In fact, I'm sure I didn't know anything about it. Press them in for details? Oh yeah. Ye gods, are you mad? We're standing outside the bloody tribunal. Fine, fine. Alright, I think we're done with the jack-off session. I was wondering how long he's going. Oh, he was so cool. I wish he would have come in my mouth. Which is not a gay thing, just... he's a dark knight. Obviously, that has to be the conclusion. Because he's so good. Okay, I guess he's done. Oh, okay, now he wants to. Alright. Is this... that is a basic ass... this is another basic ass model. Why are the classes in Heavensward like this? Machinist had a unique one, didn't it? Maybe it didn't. I don't think it did. No, it didn't. I think. Unless I haven't finished it yet. I don't remember. But it's so weird that it's like this. Maybe I'm too used to the other ones. Of course he's a heretic. Everyone's a heretic. As I was saying earlier, the heretic was fighting like a man possessed. Even after he took several wounds, he showed no sign of pain, though there was no mistaking the blood. As the fight wore on, it began to soak through his armor, spreading to every elm of his body. And when it began to rise and envelop him as a mist, I realized it wasn't blood, but something dark and twisted. Oh, but the righteous are not so easily cowed. Alone be praised. I screamed myself hoarse when the temple knight slipped past his guard and ran him through. Was he truly one of those? But it matters not. Tomorrow talk was dumping his corpse in the room. By sunrise, it'll be stripped bare and tossed over the walls. As well as you know, he never was, and as though we never had this conversation. Wow. What an intro. Alright, fantastic. What an amazing tale. We'll do that later. Oh, I'll briefly switch to... oh, if I can find it. Where's that gun? No, this gunbreaker. There it is. But it's these abilities down here. These are the problem children. Like for Machinist, 1, 2, 3 is a generic combo. This little thing makes you deal even more damage whenever you build up enough heat or whatever. This makes you deal a critical hit. This raises your heat so you can deal more damage. Even more damage. This is like a auto turret thing for your second bar. These are my AoE skills, basically. I haven't unlocked any of them. Get off. These are... This is the weird thing. The thing you should be most concerned about in Machinist are, like, these skills right here. Which is kind of unusual. Like, the recast on this is actually somewhat short, but it's also somewhat long. 19.92 seconds right now. But it has a potency of 700, which is crazy in context of this game. Like, the end of the combo on this one is 320, which is like nothing compared to 700. So if you combine this with this, then you do like a really big number. So everything revolves around this, in theory. And this is just stuff that you do in the meantime. But then you also have these. And you see this 2, like you get 2 shots. And they regenerate over time. So basically you want to have like 1 point something in the chamber at all times for optimization. But then you have this ability, which only works when this thing's active. And that makes it so that these recharge really, really fast. And this thing is good, but it is better whenever you hit someone a bunch of times. So you put this on someone, and then you activate this, and you just start, like, mashing the keyboard as fast as you can, trying to pump those things out as fast as possible, while mashing this one as well to give you even more ammo. This is the worst section of this entire kit. And this stuff doesn't matter. Like, this part is the part that I don't like, because there's just so much mindless mashing, and even while you're, like, going through these, you should also be, like, doing, like, what they call weaving. This is obnoxious, but you should be, like, doing 1, and then one of these, 2, then, like, this one, and just doing that repeatedly. It's really irritating. It's one of those, like, optimize your DPS things that I can't stand about this game. It's not really... The game is not really about doing things at the correct time or making good decisions. This is just... make number bigger! It's just that. Whatever. Combat, not the main focus for me. No, I never played World of Warcraft. Like I'd play that fucking garbage. The only reason why I'm playing this one at all is because supposedly the story's good. Supposedly. Which is the reason why I have not streamed it at all until I got past Realm Reborn, because Realm Reborn, not only in my opinion, is just festering dog shit, but apparently even in the opinion of people that love this game, they're also like, yeah, it's festering dog shit, don't play it. Well, you have to play it, but you know, you're not going to like it. Like I said earlier, the game only really started to improve dramatically once you hit patch 2.55. Which is... Like, I think just recently, all the expansions have just recently eclipsed the amount of content that ARR technically had, and that's mainly because Realm Reborn had tons of quests that just, they're nothing. It's just, hi, I would like you to deliver this bottle. Here's a bottle. Take this bottle to this guy, and he'll be on the other side of the planet. And then you'll go to the other side of the planet, and he's like, thanks. Go back to the guy now. And you'll go back to the guy, and he's like, alright, cool, thanks. And then that's it. It's just fetching. Like, it's nothing. It's just, the whole base game is just nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's not worth playing at all. There's no video game. It's just vomit disguised as content. Which I understand, because they were just desperately trying to salvage the project after the main company basically fucked them over. Like, there's a whole documentary about it you can go watch. So I understand, so I'm not gonna bitch about it too much. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, see, I really actually like Machinist for how you get to move around a whole lot. Like, it's way more active. And I really like using that one, like, there's that ability I said earlier that was the main focus, Drill, the one that does big damage. That actually, despite the fact that it does big damage, it feels good to use because it's just a button. You can activate a thing that increases its damage even more, and then you hit that button, and it feels good to use. There's no complexity to it. I like doing that. The basic gun combo is just 1, 2, 3. It's just a combo. I like using the AoE attacks. Like you rake a machine gun across the landscape. That's fun. That's nice. But it's just that one little portion, that one little section of those 2 skills, or 3 skills, maybe. That's what ruins it. And I imagine as I keep going up and unlocking more things, that's probably going to get even worse. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I was going to do the main quest, I guess. I am number 6 in line, though. Which means I'll do the... If you didn't notice, I'm in queue for the main scenario roulette, which is going to be a delight. I don't know why I chose to do that. No, I do know why I chose to do that, because I wanted to bitch about it. But it's going to be nothing but unskippable cutscenes. And it's going to be... like 30 minutes? Like 30 minutes, raw. You have... it's like a good 15 minutes of it are just cutscenes, too. Assuming we get Praetorium. I forget what the other one's called. Oh yeah, I also did Dancer. I macroed the fuck out of Dancer. Like you can see right here, down here, like this is a macro. This is not like an actual ability. And all this is me saying, if you have Verfire available, cast it. If you don't, then just cast Jolt 2. And if you don't have that, cast Jolt 1. And it actually works really well. There's no real delay in it. The only thing that you're really losing is the queue time, which I don't care about because I'm just mashing the button anyways. It doesn't matter. It's something that DPS snobs would like poop in their pants and throw their poop because they're so angry that you're losing out on like 5 frames of information. And those 5 frames add up over time. If you lose 1 frame 30 times in a row, you lose 1 second. Important stuff. If you can't tell, I don't take the DPS crunching in this game very seriously. Warrior... oh, it's this guy. I think... is that the same dude? It is the same dude. I hate this dude. Warrior of Light and her brave companions walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sighting. I tell you how long I've waited for this day, longing to present you my family home. Okay. This actually humanizes him. He has a family home. Alright. 4 Temps Manor. Is his name 4 Temps? I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends, introductions must be made. Oh. Oh, it's gonna cutscene me. Whoops. Bad time for that. Oh well. I'm sure the duty fighter won't pop up in the middle of this cutscene. We'll just have to watch it again. Oh my god. It looks so oily. What do you know? Run away, quickly! Hi. Oh. Welcome, Major Nursing. Are you a major that's, like, currently nursing, or... what kind of nursing? This is not Praetorium. This is the slightly less annoying one. Castrum Meridianium or something. Oh, this game and its names. So early on in the development of this game, they, for some reason, in their infinite wisdom, decided it would be a great idea if they made the story component of the game something that you did in multiplayer, but also make it so that you couldn't actually skip the cutscenes. Look at all those numbers I'm doing. Wowzer, guys. Such big numbers. I'm so concerned about the big numbers. Get out of here. Rascal. So, cutscene number 1. A completely necessary cutscene. I'm not really in the mood, though. People might make fun of running past the content, but doesn't this happen in every game? It happened in Guild Wars 1, and that's the thing I usually compare this game to. Oh, we lost someone. Like, running was so famous in Guild Wars 1 that there was actually a miniature industry of running Yak's Bend, was it? But there was a miniature industry of running from that location to another where you could get high-level armor and skipping, like, the majority of the campaign for new people's characters. Like, one guy would run from zone to zone, and if he was good, he could barely make it. I did that for a while. It was pretty hard. And once the developers found out, they went out of their way to try to ensure that you can't do it. Is it? Where are they? I'm gonna get my asshole blasted off. This is Ultros. Oh yeah, it's a Dreadnought's Force. That's what it was. I couldn't remember what its name was. It's been years since I thought about that. And of course in Dark Souls, people run through all the content too. It's a storied tradition in video games. Can't blame them. Can't blame them at all. Here's another cutscene that we can't skip. The cutscene where we climb into the trash can. Or, no, he tells us to climb into the trash can. Once Sid regained his memories, and realized he was Sid, he immediately went and feathered his hair. That's the first thing he did. He feathered his hair and then came back. What an asshole. I've sort of thought about how exactly they could go about fixing this. And there's actually not many ways. They could make it so that you have AI companions, I guess, but that's not really a solution. And they would probably bug out and fuck up all the time. You could subdivide this into smaller portions, but you would still sort of have the same problem. And you would have to figure out, well, where do you, like, how do you cut it off? And if you cut it into sections, then how can you guarantee that the player's going to go from one section to the other one immediately? You would have to, like, have a zone where you could leave the area and then come back. So that presents a whole new section of problems. Plus, you would probably also lose out on the rewards that people play these for in the first place. Go into the trash. That's where you belong. Dog's barking, by the way. Really, honestly, I think the best solution is to just redesign the quest from the ground up. Like, keep as much as you possibly can, but just reorganize the actual combat. If you just manage to reorganize most of it so the cutscenes are, like, spread out a little bit more. And things like this, like, the cutscenes like that don't need to exist. There's, like, I appreciate that they're trying there, or were trying, but they create too many problems. Not great. Oh, you used to be able to skip the cutscenes, but the problem there is that new players will want to watch them. So, inevitably, of course, what happened was, older players that have seen this a trillion times would bitch at the new players to, hey, stop enjoying the video game, right? they would bitch at them to stop enjoying the video game and say, just go to your room later and watch the cutscene manually on your own time. So it ruined the game, basically. It ruined the experience for new players. I guess we're staying here and fighting these guys for some reason. You could have players walking around. You could have other players fight the content while you're watching the cutscene, but that doesn't work. Like yesterday, that I had that problem of I was doing some quest of some sort. I think it was the second Greg quest, the second Gilgamesh fight, and I was watching the cutscene, and players ran ahead of me while I was watching it, and as a result, they started the fight before I could reach it, because I was watching the cutscene. And as a result, the battle locked me out of participating. So I wasn't actually able to even participate in the quest that I had initiated. So I just sat there, I sat down and just waited for them to finish the fight. You don't do things like that. Like, you can see what a problem this whole thing was. I've never actually done this myself. I don't even know what we're doing here. Oh. Get out of here. Asshole. Following me around. Did they actually? Yeah, they did that. Okay.
Amazing.
Everyone's so hesitant in this group. No one wants to actually do anything. It's really strange. Usually everyone's really gung-ho in these fights. Yay. Ugh. Yeah, this is a roulette, but there's only two options. You get this one, which is the short one. And you can get Praetorium, which is the long one. This is not really a complaint. It is a complaint, but it's not something. I don't know. It's almost minor, but it could have been a major complaint. I wish that limit breaks were not party-wide. Because right now, I really want to use one just because there's a big mob of enemies, and it would be fun. It would be fun to do that. But if you use the limit break, no one on your team can use the limit break again. Because it's a party-wide meter. So potentially something that would have been really fun that's associated with Final Fantasy, you just can't do. And usually no one uses the limit break the entire time that we're in the mission. No one ever uses it, because everyone's too afraid to. Or you just don't need to. I don't care about PvP. And it's nice, but it has nothing to do with this. I have yet to play PvP. It's funny because in Guild Wars 1, that's mostly what I did. I played random arenas a lot. Which is really weird for me because I usually don't like competitive anything. Not that random arenas were really competitive. Da 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 da. Does no one here know what they're doing? How many new people are here? How much? 305, we're good, okay. I always have to make sure that you don't cap out on that garbage. Sure would be fun to limit break this wall for no reason. See, that's what makes me curious. In Guild Wars, I did a lot of this kind of combat, except the skills were more interesting than they are in 14. So I'm kind of interested to experience 14's PvP, but the impression I get is that it's awful, but I don't know why. Because I have no real context for what is making it good or bad. I would be casting more spells, but they take so long that I'm not going to be able to get them off anyways. Can whoever is... Oh my god, whoever's tanking... Whatever, just run. I'll take this young man. This fine gentleman. Where is everyone? What are they doing? I've never had a party like this. Everyone is so careful in this one. Usually everyone just runs past everything. It's a really weird feeling. I should be using my white. Not paying attention. I can't cast much of anything while I'm moving, which is why I'm not doing anything. Red Mage is kind of different in that respect. I could use melee attacks, I guess, but that's pretty much it. God damn it, for some reason I'm really fixated on black magic. Yeah, there is a roulette for front lines that I should be doing. See, I'm only interested in PvP really because it has unique, we have to wait for some guys to appear here. I really only want to do front lines because there are some PvP skins that I'm kind of interested in. Where are those? But if you go to... Yeah. Here, I'll do this. There we go. But if you go to, God damn it, I did it again. I keep casting a... But if you go to the PvP section of the style site, you can see all the PvP specific skins that you can get from the game. And you can only get those by actually participating in PvP. And some of them are good looking. Not many. Some of them are the most god-awful looking pieces of garbage I've ever seen in my life. But some of them are good. Like here, I want to do a big old limit break. Yes. Get him over here. I want to limit break the fuck out of everything. That's not gonna hit me. It's not close enough. Get out of here, you. Nah, it's not gonna matter. Maybe I'll have a chance to limit break something soon. You know what? There's something right after this where there's like a bunch of dudes that look just like this and they're standing in a big pile. I've never seen anyone actually attack them before. And I kind of want to see what happens if I do that. It might make all of them angry and cause us to wipe. But maybe it won't. Who knows, really? Guild Wars 2 is a pile of crap. Has nothing to do with 1. Like, 2 has nothing to do with 1 at all. It like has some terminology from 1, and they use a couple of names. Like even the story has nothing to do with anything. In combat especially has nothing to do with anything. Like Guild Wars 1 is a game in which you have literally thousands of skills to choose from. and potentially millions of builds that you can make. And in Guild Wars 2, I don't think they've added any skills since the game's release, aside from like this one particular weird, like, optional content thing that's like 5 skills or something weird. And when the game released, it only had like a small handful of things. And in most cases, you get like 2 choices, or 3 choices at most, on what you can put in a specific slot, and then that's it. And that's mainly because Isaiah Cartwright, in his infinite wisdom and laziness, decided he was done balancing skills and thinking and working. And he just wanted to coast. So now the game is shit. Do not have a high opinion of Guild Wars 2. All the ARR side quests? Why would anyone? If even the main quests are as bad as they are, and they are bad, why would anyone want to do the side content? Side content must be especially terrible. I did do the side content on during the trial when I didn't have a choice in the matter. Because, I was capped to level 35 at the time. So I had basically nothing to do. Oh yeah, I've done the Hildebrand stuff. I got up to the end of the zombie portion of the game, and I don't mean the beginning. I got the clothing, I'll say that. That is the only thing in the game where I'm like, this makes the game worth playing. Those are really good quests. See this right here. Should I do it, guys? Tell me now in chat. Should I limit break this huge group of enemies? Oh, I really want to do that. I don't know if that'll actually do anything or not, though. Do it. Okay. Fuck it. I need to get closer there. Oh, no! No! Oh, they vanished. I think the game even deletes them. I ran out of time. God damn it. They would have all vanished anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. On a related note, isn't my character Dusty? This is Dusty the cat. Isn't she cute? With her extremely revealing coat. I actually wish that there was more going on here. Like, I appreciate sex appeal. But I actually do think it would look a little bit better if there was at least something more going on around there. I'll limit break this guy. Oh, he's dead. Alright. You gonna do it, buddy? Cool. Nothing else here is really worth using a limit break on, unfortunately. Cutscene again. She's not a janitor anymore. It's been a long time since she was a janitor. Livia sucks. Guy Aeus, I think is how you say his name, is the main bad guy of this portion of the game. And he's like her adoptive father. And she's like constantly talking about how she wants to fuck him. It's weird. Also, she has lips on her mask. For that, she must die. Because that makes her look like such an asshole. Livia's womb only lowers for daddy. Don't like Livia. Don't much care for her. She's kind of an asshole. Holy shit. They're really angry at me. Maybe I shouldn't have shot them earlier. How about I fuck them? No, don't! Don't chase me. Here. That's it? Limit breaks suck. Whatever. Well, now we don't actually fight her. We, like, watch these little dudes move things to cannons, then we use the cannons. It's a really good boss fight. Then he goes back. Here he should go back. And the guy manning the cannon left for some reason. Cool. It's a great fight. Don't attack him. Oh my god. I'm doing 180 damage. Holy shit. Actually, I better lead her over here. She's supposed to be in the middle. Come over here, sweetie. Oh, you're very dangerous. Why don't you come over here? You ignoring me now? Okay. So I say, if you're going to keep attacking me, I'm just going to sit here. Don't move. Don't you do it. There, what a great fight. Oh, we're back to this, huh? Alright, alright. That's okay. I'm not the asshole with a fucking lip on my mask, but... guess we can't all be winners. Okay. Is this loaded? It is not loaded. This is exciting boss fight, isn't it, guys? Will I get in the last hit? No. Oh, yes, I will. Alright. I did it. I'm the hero. Oh, now we can actually fight her. Except first we have to listen to her speech about how she's ovulating, especially for Daddy. She gets really psychotic here. We have a special power called the Echo for some reason. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, that's why you need to keep her in the middle. I feel like I've seen this tons of times, but I've only read the dialogue once, so I don't really even know what's going on anymore. Daddy likes the Echo, so he likes you. But I don't like you. If I lose, then I won't get to fuck Daddy. You cannot have him. When I get back home, I will release my eggs into the sea, and Daddy will swim above me, fertilizing them. Character, what? Character leans in. What's that? What'd she say? What'd that bitch say? What's going on? Okay. Kill the bitch. Let's throw that on there too. I put a... This is like borderline useless, this thing. I have this one ability that lowers intelligence and mind, I think. And I had to look up what that even means. It basically means nothing. It basically lowers their ability to heal. And I think to cast magic. But you don't really run into many magic casters. Oh, we're done, by the way. That's it. Here, you get to... I'll let you watch this. Don't take Daddy away. Then she defecates herself. Daddy! I wanted to give birth to my own father's child so he could adopt her too. I'm glad she's dead. Well, she's dead anyway, so we don't care about the rest of this. Another poolful who craved Guy's affection above all else. Now, replace this with, that bitch was fucked. That was a fucked up bitch right there.
What do you guys need?
Hooray. What
Flag, please no more.
You don't like me talking about ovulating for Daddy? About her fallopian tubes releasing her milky female destiny for only her father? Why not? Alright, let's get back in here and watch the fucking cutscene that we got interrupted from. You will listen. This one's voiced, so I don't have to sound like an idiot this time.
With the scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing.
This guy isn't as bad as I thought he looked. He looked really off-putting whenever I first saw him. I hear a really weird noise. Hold on. Someone left a video playing of really loud equipment making backup noises for some reason. I pay for the internet for all of my family in this entire area. Sometimes they use it for evil. You guys look like a bunch of assholes.
I, Count Edmond de Fortomp, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortomp, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
Oh yeah, we are wards or something, aren't we?
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Forton.
So it's not four temps. It's something fancy.
The
My
honor is
mistake.
mine, Master Alfino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service.
That dude. Look at that coat. That dude's been spinning tricks.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
We did murder one of our closest friends, supposedly, for some reason that would supposedly benefit us somehow. You guys weren't there for that because it was like a 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. stream when I watched that long cutscene. But some plot events happened that make no sense at all. And even, like, for the people... Even for the people in the city in which it happened, all of them are like, oh yeah, this other guy totally did it. You're being framed right now. No one is fooled. But everyone is just like, well, alright, let's arrest him. Like, it's like the worst conspiracy ever. Makes no sense.
Do not worry yourself on
Yet we're somehow on the run right now.
That Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders.
I mean, I could teleport back to that city right now and just walk up and talk to them, and it wouldn't matter.
Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies, don't you think?
What was that line read? Right? Think so? Yeah. Yeah.
Granted, my decision will have raised
Isn't that
eyebrows
right?
in the vault and in
Two
the halls
simultaneously
of the
nodding
other
men.
houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Those are nice flowers.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to
Those are in the background. Those are really big flowers. Oh boy, a
You
tour of
do
the
well,
city. I
think,
can't
to
wait.
acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Probably. You guys want to help me do Palace of the Dead for the next 5 hours and accomplish nothing? I know I don't. Oh. They were big flowers. Let's fuck up his office. Actually, it looks like there's really nothing to fuck up in here. Wait a second. Here's the entrance. Here are 2 doors that seem to lead to closets. Then there's a bunch of windows, a fireplace, a bunch of windows on this side. And then nothing. And there's 2 couches, a bunch of chairs facing very tiny, tiny tables. Even more benches. A lot of benches and a lot of waiting chairs. What is this room for? Is this supposed to be a house? This is a manor. Where's the manor? How do you live in this? Where do you eat? Where do you sleep? Is it all in this closet? It's probably not important. Alphanod. What do you got going for us, buddy? What is this? Is it something stupid looking? Hell yeah, it is. Oh my god. Please. Give me this stupid looking helmet. Oh, ooh. This one doesn't have color, and this one does. Holy shit. Look. A feather. I can do this extremely high-level quest and get a feather to stick in my brain. Or I could get this rainbow coif and be a ninja. Like I always dreamed. Just like grandfather told me I'd be. No more cutscene dialogue. I guess they do lead the stairways. They would have to. Even though the stairway, I guess, would have to go straight up. Or just go outside. Just, like, weave back around. Though our friends in the house... What did he say his name was? It's not Four Temps. It's, like, Fortu or something. Even though there's a P in there. If been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care to not impose too much on their hospitality. Why did she move just now? That's weird. It's only proper that we learned about a new home so we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the land, but learn we must. She's not that British. No one's that British, what I just did. No one's anything like what I just did, but it's still sort of like that. Then there's the markets and taverns. I need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. I can't cast magical mind for rocks. I'm utterly useless, I am. Should seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. Welcome to the city, player character. Here's your tour of nothing. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall, of course, do as you suggest, and wander aimlessly through the city, potentially increasing our risk of being attacked and creating an incident of some sort. Very good, then my manservant shall accompany. He will be answering questions you might have. What was that? But I grow forgetful in my dotage. There is something I must give you ere we part. It is a human infant. Take this baby. No, it would be dead. It would be frozen. I forgot. The documentation is in order, I trust. Yes, my lord. Here's your documentation. Take it, Toddy Potato Girl. He held it like out here. She would have had to jump up in the air to pick it up. Yeah, Ishgard it's big and it looks nice. But there's nothing really here. These documents identify you as wards of whatever I said my name was. I have a little unicorn on my thing. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under protection. Anyone starts some shit, you flash this shit. That's what he's saying. Rest assured that we will, and if you flash this and they still continue to start trouble, then legions of my men will descend from on high from the rafters and kill them immediately. Fantastic. They will T-pose menacingly towards your enemies to assert their dominance. Thanks, Pat. I already did a stream last night, actually. Pat, if you weren't here, well, you weren't here last night, but I did a stream of the Red Wedding scene, basically. Every time, it bothers me so much that her one giant gremlin ear is always clipping into the side of that goddamn hat. Could you not... I understand, but could you just not focus the camera on it, or just give her a different hat? She's an important character. Why do you gotta use the standard hat? Why's it gotta be like that? Do not let it be as though it be bad, when it is in fact should be good. I've been bitching nonstop. I pause. Alright. As this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you to the Hoplon, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the holy vault. For all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you should see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may, or something, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services. Hello, Nightmare Beast. Before designing the foundations of the Red Plaza, if there are no questions. Alright, let's go. Now I shall vanish like a horrible specter into the night, and take your child with me. Alright. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, taking the sights. What is this? What is it wanting? What is that? Our End. Temple. Oh, that's the Dark Knight quest, yeah. For some reason I thought that Dark Knight was, in, Realm Reborn. I didn't realize that it was, Heavensward. Guess I can do that. Why not? I don't like Dark Knight aesthetics, though. Like, the whole brooding, like, everything needs to be in black and trimmed with red, and we have giant, retarded-looking great swords. Just, ugh. Oh, Hoplon's name for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity is the largest plaza in Isgard. There he is, with his giant dragon horns. Please don't question it. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. What does it house? What would the vault house? Is it assholes? It probably is. The vault is both Isgard's seat of government, oh, yeah, and the residence of the Archbishop of the Isgardian Orthodox Church. They are edgy boys. Begging your pardon, the statues... Did I... Yeah, I never queued up for the other things. I need to queue up for the other roulettes. Begging your pardon, the statue to the south of the perchance, Thorin's famed Knights 12. I've never heard of the Knights 12, and I don't care about them. Okay, I guess we're exploring this part of the mythos. Very good, Alf. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thordan the first to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Nidhogg's still alive. It didn't work. Ours is a rich city, rich in history. Why do they keep... in tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. I will not do that. Now then, if you would follow me to the Jul Cruzier, I shall introduce you to Mistress Alaise, our master of the markets. I will introduce you to Rich Bitch. I'm not gonna make this a let's play. I'm just farting around. For God's sakes. Alright. Need to do this while we're... This is why you don't make it a let's play. Oh, I would be... Oh, man. I would just kill myself if I had to actually make this a let's play. Like, just walking around, just jerking it. And then ever so often, there might be an interesting cutscene. That's fine. I'll stream that for a little while. Let's play. Bullet to the brain. No, not doing that. I am going the right way, aren't I? Yeah. Okay. Nope. Nope. That's wrong. This. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Oh god damn it. I can't go here. Can I jump? No. Oh no. Oh, release me from this hell. I have to walk around the railing. Oh my god. If I only had a gun. I really want to do roulettes to level up that machinist, but can't do that till level 50 for some reason. And Dark Knight, I guess, starts at level 30 as well. At least it doesn't start at level 1. That's going to be the problem for all the other things. At least tomorrow I'll have the good sense to do the squad missions first. I think I ran into this lady before. What is that crazy-ass contraption? Is she boiling all the water in the world? What is going on there? We actually... No, we still have it, actually. But we used to have to use stoves like that. Train. Yeah, we still have that out in the barn, actually. The barn. Sorry. Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers. What makes all of you assholes? Here's my hand. Here's my hand. Ah, wards of... Oh, that's what I did. Okay. We're wards. Admin has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for us. Okay. We have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. If I could... There are several things that I would love to force this game to be. I would love to force the dialogue to not be this. Because I feel like I'm bombarded with this constantly. It's not as bad as 12 was. But still pretty bad. This is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable. Like, just... We have needed provisions. So that's why we're here. And that's it. That's all you have to say. You don't have to talk like an asshole.
Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it?
She's really old. They don't really have many old people models in this game.
Weapons, armor, accoutrements, medicine, materials, whatever you desire. It can be found in the Crozier. Our merchants are more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see.
Like, I hate this shit. Stop talking like that. You fucking asshole. I hate you, old lady. You're helping me. I hate you. Our next destination is whatever in the Foundation. If everyone's ready, let's go. Alright. Fantastic. You want to see my hand one last time? Oh, or I'll just stand here. I'll just continue standing here. Wait, where do we go? What's going on? Oh, we have to go down. Okay. Alright, we're number 29 there. Hooray. Oh, I've spent a lot of time with supposedly evil man that I don't believe for a second is actually evil, because that would be way too stupid. He's probably like a what would that be, a double agent or a triple agent? Whatever. I guess that'd be a triple agent. Whatever, but I don't believe for a second he's evil. He is a extremely wordy asshole, though. He's the most irritating. I skip his dialogue religiously. Where the fuck am I? Is this? No, this is just a tunnel. Where... Is it below me? Something down there? Is it that? Is it this? Is this how you leave? What is this? Does this even go back to the other area? I think it does. Yes. Yes, okay. Oh. I'm not using the crystals just because I want to know how it's laid out. That's where... No, I almost fell for it again. That's where the Temple Knight guy is. I need to go to this, not to that. Yeah, in Japan, if you are not... In Japan, if you're 14, you're probably too old for a lot of things. Especially to be a main character. If you're in your 20s, you're basically dead. You may as well just not exist. If you're in your 30s, you're like, wow, he's so old and wise. How's he still alive? Is he like some sort of turtle? And here we have the Foundation's Theorite, I think is how you pronounce it, Plaza. If you have yet to attune the crystal, blah blah blah, it would be wise to do so now. Oh. Ben. Nope. Is this all 50 still? Yep. Gonna be 50 for a long time. My level 63 Red Mage has no need of such things. Oh boy! Look, guys. We have our choice of one of 3 stupid hats. You can be asshole number 1, asshole number 2, or dark asshole. This is in case you want to be hardcore. Alright, what are we doing? Or I can have 5 gold pieces or whatever. It annoys me that, like, there's this one gunslinger hat that I really want. And there's actually a machinist hat that I already have that I can't use. And even if I were to unlock it, like get to the level required to use it, then the game would not allow me to use it on another class. I would have to be using that class for it to be visible. The worst offender is this really awesome looking level 80 goldsmith vest. Like, it's really nice looking. But you can only wear it while you are a goldsmith. Which is stupid because a goldsmith is not like a fighting class, it's just something that you turn into briefly for like a minute at most to make something, and then you stop being that thing. So you get to be in this vest for like 1 minute. It's like, that whole system is stupid. That should not be the case. I get that you want people to look at someone and be like, oh, that's an expert gunsmith. That makes him unique. He is definitively a gunslinger, or whatever it's called. I understand that, but unlocking is enough. Then you at least still know that, oh, they did that, right? At some point, who cares? Whatever. It had something to do with aesthetics and locking things to classes, but I can't remember what it was. Mayhap we should decide together. You're the tour guide. You're asking us where to go. What else can be found nearby? Sky Steel Manufacturer, South of the West. Those are manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. Oh boy. The Holy Stables. Would you care to go see our barns? Where chocobos are trained for war. Inside this tiny building. Also line that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights most heavenly. Well, what is that? It has a long ass name. What is it? Is it like a Knights Templar thing? Like, whatever. While to the south and east, well, which should be best if you avoided that. This is where the sub-quests are gonna happen. Because that's where you go to fight people. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels. So this is where the lower class trash that we don't actually care about and don't think about until we have to tell visitors about it. Okay. Question mark. Oh no. Mystery person is gonna show up.
Hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. Delicate flower like you.
Let's see if I got the voice right. Yes, I did. Oh, come to see the sights, have ye? Take a turn down the hopline and gawp at the statues. Well, if you've mind, learn how the better half live. Come and have a drink at the Forgotten Night, if your nursemaid will let ye. Oh, I thought he was going to pull out a knife for a second. Well, whatever. My humblest apologies, Master Offenod. Pray pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. I do not refuse such heartfelt invitation. What the fuck is going on at this scene? I trust you see the wisdom of this, or a few sources. Because go to the bar to learn things, learn of recent events. Okay, come on. No, not you two. Yeah, we'll take the child. We'll take the horrid, wretched child. I gotta commence. We'll take the horrid, wretched potato child into the bar full of drunken, violent killers. What were we doing here? I think this is the trial roulette. Oh, good. Just, well, here, I'll... This sort of reminds me of the end of Final Fantasy X. Except Otherworld is not playing. And the boss doesn't have a bandana on. Bandana's really important. Oh, he's so angry. Alright. It'd be nice if I could actually use manification. That would be super rad. I know I can turn off the cutscenes. I don't want to. I'm almost enjoying the anger. I should probably be paying attention to what I'm doing. But where would the fun be if I actually paid attention? Will I succumb to the inferno? Probably so. Gotta spend time to build up that meter. Nothing I love more playing my good old red mage than building meter. Gives me a big old raging boner building that meter. Yes, sir. Nothing could be finer. Whoops, forgot about you. Whoop, whoop. Forgot about these dirty old nails. They have a tremendous amount of health. I need to change out my contacts. It's been a while since I've actually used new ones. I've been reusing these a little bit too much, so they've gotten really blurry. Ooh, looks like someone's gonna get a level 3 limit break. Will it be me? Probably not. What the fuck? I don't even remember that part. Oops. I think I'm gonna do it anyways. Oh, someone else is using it. God damn it. I was too slow. I wanted to be the bitch. I think I already have that grimoire. I used to wear glasses. I have a big, fat, stupid head, though. So I always got really bad headaches. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, I think I already have that in my, my thing, my, Oh, that's something I can bitch about. And I love to bitch. Yeah, the level 3 Red Mage thing, I was looking at a YouTube video of all of them. I actually really liked it. Obviously, I don't get to see it very often, though. Alright, let's rewatch the cutscene of assholes showing up and inviting us to a bar brawl. What are you so excited about? I think that we didn't miss anything. I may as well just watch it again. Glasses technology has not improved. Nothing is going to change the grotesque size of my skull. My giant old man head, especially. It looks like he's about to... Anytime they want to make someone look evil, they always do that thing with their eyes. And of course, give him a scar or two. You know, that helps. Unsavory character. I didn't notice that was his name. I should finish Dragoon one day. I won't, though. That was actually my first class, Dragoon. That's a boring fucking class. Or it is at level 35 or whatever it was. I'll let you guys see that real fast. Let's see. Level 51 Paladin, level 16 Marauder, haven't done Dark Knight. Gunbreaker, I unlocked it. I got White Mage to 35, haven't done Scholar, or this weirdest thing. The thing that we were doing earlier that I hated. Level 30 Monk, was disappointed with Monk. People made it out to be, ooh, it's based on positionals. Like, it makes you move around a lot. No, it doesn't. It's just the same thing as everything else, except you get a damage penalty if you're not behind them. That's it. Dragoon got the 35. Boring fucking class, that's for sure. Samurai is unlocked, Rogue's unlocked, Archer's unlocked. Machinist, I really like, except for those 3 abilities, and that's it. Those 3 abilities really ruin the flow of that entire class. But maybe they'll become second nature eventually, who knows. Dancer, I fooled around with a little bit. That is both a really complicated and a really uncomplicated class. It's really strange. Arcanist, Red Mage, of course. Blue Mage I technically have unlocked. Let's see. Better have. Where am I now? There I am. Let's go get into a drunken bar brawl. If I can... It's in the lower level, so I'm going to assume it's this way. Let's just jump down and break our legs. Let me jump down and break my legs. It's right there. No. This Dark Knight. I will not fall for that. I'll not be tricked into a cutscene. By the way, I need the... Have I done all these? I think so. I haven't done Guild Heist, but no one does Guild Heist. And 817. Okay, good. Is this the way down there? This place does look shitty, so this must be the right place. This is a garbage hut. I can almost smell the area. What about you? No, he's not a doorkeeper. I guess I have to go around. This is not right. Is it like right there? No? Not sure. It's not super great whenever this happens. Thanks, Fox. It's kind of hard to read people's names right now. Yeah, I think I'd go up here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ugh. Hello, Brecht. Another great name. Look at this slack-jawed... Oh, well, he's old. I'm sorry. He's my age. He's got an intense gaze, doesn't he? What are you looking at? What are you looking at, sir? Yep, that's fascinating, alright. I really like the way that your chin hair floats off your chin. That's really impressive. He's a cool guy. I could learn a lot from him in his advanced years. What? He killed all of them. Lost the logo to the pox. What? He killed all of them. He lost his little girl to the pox. Did he kill his little girl with the pox? Or did he kill someone in revenge for that happening? Whatever. I'm not gonna get invested in the storyline of some drunk dude. Alright, here we are. Along with Arya Altumsky, who's apparently playing a game of Triple Triad. As usual, I want a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. I'm just going to do acquaint ourselves more notable. Establishment master. This place, sometimes their names... By the way, that necklace looks like it would hurt. Just doing anything. Sometimes the names in this area seem like they're supposed to be sort of Frenchy. But other times they're not, so I don't... Is it Gibralont? I like how he specifies his overly complicated fantasy name. Giblot. Just Gibralont will do. Oh. Thank you. Thank you for truncating it for my benefit. Like, you know, how, like, Robert becomes Bob? Gibralont is actually a very well-known common truncation of a much longer name. It would take you 5 years to, you know, read out. They're like ints, basically. And I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations. My bar sucks. But if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. I doubt that. Look at that. There's something about that old guy in the back. Something about that's really depressing. An extremely old bartender that looks like he's near death, serving drinks to, like, welfare recipients. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. You look rich. Speaking of your clientele, I cannot help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. This guy actually is not speaking with the same flowery, I love the stink of my own fart flourish that most of the other characters have been doing. You can't just call him Greg, there's already a Greg. And you can't call him G, there's already a G. There's a big G. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their taste. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality of mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call them Why do they call them the Broom? The Broom or the Broome? Cause when the weather is foul and the broom rolls in thick, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's some sort of fog or something by context. It's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. Let me look up the word broom real fast. Because you can never tell if they're using some old folksy... Yes, it's just pronounced broom. And it apparently is indeed just Mr. Fog. The birds rise like the broom. Thanks, Google. Thanks, Google. Why do they call them fog, basically? Like they're intentionally going out of their way to use an old folksy term that no one uses anymore. So the lower class are like a fog that you have to walk through because they're shitty and low to the ground. How colorful. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, I just love their generic gesturing they do when they talk. It was the fog that got the worst of it. While the pillars enjoyed the protection of their higher house and Templar Knights, many more people are still sore about that mine, and why, considering your present company, I recommend that you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot just to be sure. They were angry about something, I wasn't paying attention. Now, so take your words to heart, sir. Like, this is a very prolonged scene just to say, hey, there's the lower class, and they will probably kill you. Master Elephant, I think it would be best to return to the front of this manor. Let's get the fuck out of here. Don't you love the agency that your character has during these scenes? They're really chewing the scenery, you know? You go on ahead without me. I'll be fine here. I'm staying for a drink or two. Miss what is her name? Tataru? Tataru's gonna get crunk. I'm afraid that it's out of the question. You will be murdered. My lord, the Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place. Least of all, a maiden. Oh, she'll be... Do they even really have sexes? We sort of went over this last night, but I really do not want to think... You guys do. Chat, imagine two Lalafels banging. It wouldn't even be possible. Like, their torsos do this. Like, their heads up here, their torsos do this. Right? You can't. It can't.
Amazing.
Like, they would have to have, like, elephant trunk penises that, like, can, like, bend and contort to perform the gene transfer. The forbidden act. No. No to that. Is he implying that she would be raped? No. Don't do that. Don't do that. What are you up to, Tataru? You trying to get drunk? Look, Alf, this tavern's full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. What's that again? Oh, yeah, it's the main entrance. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. So she's looking for information. Alright, good. Size queens? Ugh. Indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? The answer is no. Oh, please, do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? Had to go for everyone walking color, driven away, be rich, mounting world streams, I'll be fine. I watched her try to learn basic spell casting, only to have her summon run away from her, because it also had no faith in her abilities. And then a gang of level 1 enemies crowded around her, literally level 1. And she was so terrified that she screeched, shat herself, and then ran and hid behind a rock until I found her. She'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's not for fitting off unwanted advances. But I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. You don't care. You don't care. I bet people get murdered in here all the time. Well, that settles it then. The main character and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pro if you require assistance. I will. Especially if I get murdered. Sounds like the setup to a quest where I have to go into the bar and ask, where did she go? And he'll say, I don't know. I saw her leave after she talked to a mysterious stranger. And then I'll have to, like, go to the lower section and kill, like, 3 enemies, exactly. In a circle of purple light. That sounds like something that would happen. How long... Whatever. What's up here? Yeah, her carbuncle just leaves. Look at all these asshole names. I am Firmalbirch. Who else? Ustasia. That one's not that bad. What was I doing? Oh, you have to go back upstairs. Alright. Yes. What? Wait, what? Yeah, okay. Good old Firmalbirch. Firmalbirch. Who names their child that? What should we name him? Let's name him after a great warrior. Good old Firmalbirch. That'll strike fear into the hearts of someone or another. Is it weird that anyone else... They're not only not talking to one another, they're staring intently at one another and breathing in perfect unison. Cool. I'll leave you two nobles to it. That's something that only the upper class can do. I should know better. A lower class peasant like myself wouldn't understand. Yeah, this is probably love. That's probably what it is. Or intense hatred. Which is basically the same thing. I don't know anything about that. I never been in love. A few times I've sort of liked people, but never in love. I wouldn't understand breathing.
Shall I escort you to the matter, player character?
Yes, please do. Alright. Again, I do not think this tiny, tiny room contains a staircase that will lead anywhere. This manor is just one big, completely empty room with some pillars and a big flower set piece, and some couches and chairs for people to sit in, but no one's actually sitting in them. What is this horrible micro-human?
Oh, pray do not concern yourself with me, ma'am.
That's it? I thought there might be like a brief explanation.
I'm just a horrible wretch, I am. Don't mind me. Just gotta go sweep some chimneys.
How do you find our city beautiful? It's beautiful, right? Not really. I just... Okay, is that since my... This is smell of mead. Yeah. Nobody coming already sampling the lights. Oh, you're a drunk too. Yes, I like you. I like you, you filthy, filthy, filthy skank. M-man Elaine. Emmanuelaine. Artorio, you're fine. Artorio, you have a fantasy name, but that is a fucking name. I cannot fault you for that. You, Emmanuel, burn forever in a godless hell. Fuck you. Yeah, 4 temps is not 4 temps, it's whatever. Botham. Yeah, I know, I saw another name, that's for sure. Ellison, Mr. Alf, did Ishgard meet with your expectations? Well, it is a big empty shithole, with almost no one living in it. That which I imagine. It does sort of make sense for it to be big and empty. Because if it's being attacked by dragons all the time, I guess you would want something where you could actually fight them. And if they breathe fire into something, then, you know, it wouldn't all just catch fire and immediately fall down and wouldn't trap people inside and stuff like that. Makes some sense. That which I imagine pales in comparison to the reality. I feel the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. Oh my. And when those steps took me past the scars left by the Wyverns and Foundation, I understand how easily the history can end in tragedy. Like, for the most part, I like Alf. But he's such an asshole. He's like Orianger. He's sort of like him, except, like, Orianger is... He replaces normal words with 2 or 3 words that mean the same thing, but are completely unnecessary. Like, he's a fart sniffer. But Alf, like, waxes poetic about things for, like, several paragraphs that no one cares about. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable, the Wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Emmerich has ordered his knights to shake edifices, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet, alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Alf says maybe we could be of assistance. After all you've done for us, maybe we could welcome the Rampton and repay for kindness. Why are we here again? What are we doing? Our character just stupidly nods to everything. It has most generous offer. Oh, I need to stop. You're a guest in my home to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation. Like I hate conversations like this in real life, and I hate them in fiction, where it's just pleasant conversation that just goes nowhere. Like, it's just a conversation for the sake of having a conversation. You are a guest in my home to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, lent or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and you are willing to aid our cause, and I cannot well refuse. Good, what would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so it is so exhausting. Like, I hope that's getting through. Reading it is one thing. Speaking it out loud makes it worse, so it's not normally this bad. But just trying to read this and parse this information all the time is so tiring. Don't write dialogue. Don't write dialogue like this. I know it's supposed to be, well, that's how they talk back then. Don't. Just do yourself a favor. Don't. As for you, Mr. Gripes, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a woman with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively with the authority on a manual on their duties. Go do fetch quests.
Beg your pardon?
I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself and no need of our honored guest assistance. This is the shot guy. Hey, Madeleine. Now, be reasonable, brother. Brother! You remember the Ocean dub? This is completely unrelated. Remember Dragon Ball Z, like the very first dub, the Ocean one? Anytime I think of the Raditz fight, I always remember him. He doesn't say it like this, because I have to watch it sometimes to remind myself that my memory doesn't match it, but Goku fires a Kamehameha and Raditz just cancels it out. And then in the Ocean dub, he goes like, "Brother, let me show you how it's done." And then he blows Goku out of the sky. And I always remember specifically how he said brother. But then I go back and watch it and he didn't say that at all. So it's a story about nothing. Hello Nick, who is not here but says hi. Now, be reasonable, brother. When men are full, and be one famous hero offer to do his work. The two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity for a station, so make describe the respect she deserves. This is the woman who slew... I didn't kill him. He got away, didn't he? Who slew Gaius Van Baelsar and some half-dozen primals. Well, I did do that. I mean, they're back. They always come back, but I did that. She's not here to steal your glory and serve as your... She is not here to serve as your errand girl. That is a lie. I played enough of this game to know exactly what is going to happen. If you can... It's funny how many things in this game you do that no one sees. No one ever knows that you do them. But people just sort of assume that you did because you were sort of in the area. And you say, I guess later, you just say that you did it, even though no one gets to see it. So everyone just, oh yeah, they're a hero. What do? They said they did this. Cool. They're a hero. If you can pardon their impropriety, Mistress Gripes. She does look like a mistress. I will give them that. I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. Please do our fetch quests in our shitty city. My thanks, very willing they may even learn something from you. The one that loves to drink looks like such an asshole. Like, he even has, the Japanese, I'm blushing all the time because I'm drunk. And he smiles like an asshole, too. Gaius isn't dead, is he? My respect... Well, that isn't respect, they're just sniffing each other's butts. This is noble bullshit. Remember, we're going to get fool's hats for this. Which would seem we shall not want for employment over the coming days. Though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. Wow. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, house... for temps, I'm going to keep calling it that, has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. 'Tis an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard. May have even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am that by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. I've got to stop.
I really need some. I hate.
The dialogue in 14 is so painful. Because it's so prolonged and overly flowery and overly complicated, and they say things that would take one sentence in like 5 paragraphs every time. It is so exhausting. I will accept one more thing and then I'll call it. I cannot tolerate this right now. I'm gonna lose my mind. What do you got for us, Emmeline? It's... Maybe I'm going crazy. He doesn't even look like a child. He looks like someone took one of the generic models and just shrunk him down. Like they held the shift key and clicked on the exterior borders of his model and just shrank him. He looks like a tiny person. I'm getting lightheaded. This is a micro-human. Well, he's a micro-elf, technically. What do they call them in this game? They're not elves. It's another E word. Because they can't say elves. It has to be something unique. He even looks wasted in the preview picture. When a man like Drunkard is in high spirits, you can be sure that trouble is in store. So even the game is like, oh yeah, he's a piece of shit. Oh, yeah, they're not elves, they're Ellison. Oh, so yeah, the old girl. He looks wasted. Ah, but where are my manners? Whatever his name is. Second son of whatever his name is. Trueborn, that is. What? I know what you're thinking, you are right. What ill fortune to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. I wasn't thinking that, and I don't care. Oh, my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true, but who could be satisfied subsisting on a meager allowance forever overshadowed by his sibling? Not I, old girl. What's he calling me old girl? Why is the other one just standing there?
I'm also here. 'Tis I, whatever my name was. I'm not a drunk.
Which is why I need your help to ensure that this business in the sea of clouds goes swim... Isn't that another location in an entirely different... Oh, whatever. So that the tales of my great deeds can win me... Who's like this? Like, I need to get rich so that people will know who I am. What a fucking asshole. What a waste of a life. So that tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts, or better yet, raise me higher in their estimations than artorial ambitious I grant you, but then I do have legendary hero to do my bidding. Ha ha ha. Oh, don't look at me that way. I guess my character did the face that I just did. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of house whatever. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on a hard time since the calamity. Poor blighters. As for what we will be doing, well, what fun would be if I told you. That's why I'm talking to you. You know the whole talk to an NPC and have them to say, go kill 5 wolves? Is like an MMO thing and people hate it. But there's something to be said for it, you know? There's something refreshing after all this of just walking up to a guy and him being like, hi, can you kill that guy over there? Here's a knife. Good luck. I don't know you, by the way. I'll give you lots of money if you do this. And then you leave and you kill the guy. And you come back and he's like, good job. Good knifing. Then he gives you a big sack of money. That's refreshing. After a barrage of this, of having a cutscene where a guy's like, I'm the youngest brother.
I love the stink of my own farts as well. My brother pays for my fart stinkage. But I want my farts to be even stinkier because I prefer my own brand. What will you be doing? Oh, I don't know. And then there's the scene. Don't do that. Just tell me who I need to kill. I'm either going to be running to an NPC and talking to them and giving them a key item, or I will be killing. And oddly, in the main quest line, you almost never kill anyone. It's really strange. You mainly just run from place to place. Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloud Top. I guess the micro-human is coming with us as well. The micro-Ellison. He's in tow for God knows what reason. Let us also take the child. This is why I like the voice dialogue, because I'm not I'm not the one that has to parse it. Like, I know apparently that's a thing. People say that they skip the dialogue unless it's voiced, and people are like, "Oh, you can't be bothered, were you an idiot?" But really, it's just because the written dialogue has no engagement at all. And it has no engagement at all because it's not real dialogue. It's so overly flowery and verbose that it's hard to parse, so people just get exhausted doing it. And that's why people don't read it. It's not because everyone's just a dumb troglodyte or something. It's just because it's written in such a way that you just get exhausted. So whenever it's voiced, you don't have to worry about it. That's what's nice about it. Alright, should I just walk over? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll stomach one more thing. Is there an inn here? I was gonna bitch about... That's what I was gonna bitch about. I was gonna bitch about the glamour system. I don't actually... I really... I'll do that last. You guys remind me. I'm looking at the chat like I'm looking at you. Remind me to do that. I need to go to the inn so I can complain about the glamour system. You already know what I'm going to say. It doesn't actually matter. But I know you want to hear it anyways. It's good times. Good times all around. I'm on Ultros. Forgotten Night, huh? Alright. Let me actually look. Forgotten Night. Second one, alright. This will probably try to make me leave the area, if I'm not careful. In which case, I'll just port back. Oh, there he is. Oh, so there's no scene, I just... Oh. Oh, well, fuck you then. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave the area. Alright, I'll just go back to the inn and bitch about the wardrobe system briefly. Which should be obvious. I mean, it should be blatantly obvious what I'm about to say. For anyone that's played this game. Where is the inn? Well, this is the hunt board. Is this also the inn? It's really hard to tell. In this game, the map is... Like, the map is useful, but it's also completely useless. Oh god, levy system. Ugh. Because, like, for one, you can have this situation where there's a bunch of things piled on top of each other, and there's no way to filter it. You can't... You can turn the icons off, I think. What does it do? Map transparently while active, whatever. You can turn off every icon. But you can't individually select them. So if you're, say, looking for an inn, you can't go into the map and go, well, just show me where all the inns are. And then turn off all the icons and go, oh, well, there it is. You just have to look for it. That's one of the flaws in the map system. This game has lots of, like, really weird minor flaws. Here's another one. Here's another one. In most any game like this, with this sort of inventory system, like, one, you could probably shift drag and select a whole bunch of things. Can't do that in this game. You could also say, hold down the control key and then drag an item, and it would split into two different things, into two different stacks. And then it would ask you, what do you want to split it into? Can't do that as a shortcut. You have to right-click it,
tell it to split, and then do it this way. Not a big deal. That isn't a big deal. None of these things are big deals. It's just weird. Or supposedly the second biggest, maybe even first, for all I know now, MMO in the world, and it doesn't have basic functionality. That's really strange. Innkeep, there we go. Alright. I'm going to enjoy complaining about this. I'm not going to complain about it long, but I'm going to enjoy complaining about it. But the thing is, usually, I keep expecting people to be like, no, fuck you, Plague, about everything, because, you know, people comfort brand to things that they enjoy, so they get really defensive about them in irrational ways. But most of the things that I criticize in 14, most other 14 players have been like, yeah, that sucks. They're in full agreement, usually. Which is refreshing. It's nice to be able to say, hey, this could be improved, and people actually look at you and go, yeah, it could. That actually, that makes me feel like a human being. To be able to say, hey, this thing that is okay could be improved in a very minor way in this respect, and have the person that I'm talking to not trying to be like, fuck you! Like people usually do. Okay. Let me first do it this way. In this game, you know what a transmogrification system is, or a glamour system? Where you have basically armor, and you don't like the look of it. Like right now, it's actually this like generic robe. It's like a witch's hat and a witch's robe and stuff. It just, you look like a witch. I've made it so that I don't look like that, right? So I'm using a different model on top of an existing model. That's a transmog system. It works in various ways in different games. There is a best way and there's a more common way. The most common way is you have inventory slots, and then next to them you would have another slot. And if you want something to look different, you would take another item and slide it into that slot, into the aesthetic slot. And then the appearance would overwrite the appearance of whatever is in your equipment slot. And that's like probably the most common way of doing it. Another way of doing it would be to make the item itself be completely aesthetic in every way. And just say, like, you know how there are materia slots in this game that no one uses until the very end of the game, apparently? But you could have a system in which you have slots that are your actual numbers, your actual stats, and they come with, like, that slotted number that you want. And depending on its rarity or something, you might, like, have different amounts of slots or whatever. But basically, the aesthetics are not tied to the individual stats of the item, so that you could, you know, mix and match. And buying the item for the stat just means that it, like, has it inside. It's like buying a prize inside. The number, oh look, I got the number, and then you can put it in whatever you want. Just another way of handling it. You don't see that one too often, though. Personally, I think the best system, and I have seen this in other games, is if you find something, you unlock that skin. You now have that skin forever. If you've seen it before, then you can turn it into that thing. It doesn't matter if you sell it or not, you have it now. So you would say right-click on the item, and it would say something like, you know, glamour, or you just click on it, and it would show you a list of all the different skins that you've ever locked, and you would just click on it. And then it would say confirm, and then you would confirm it, and then you would have it. And then that's it. That's the whole system. 14 does not work this way. 14 does not work in any way like that whatsoever. Here's how 14 works. You have your ordinary gear, but then you also have these things. You have this prism system where you buy prisms, and then through crafting, or by just buying them outright from other crafters, you can combine them with other items to create glamour prisms. So, I'm getting confused just thinking about it. So you have to have one of these glamour prisms inside of your inventory. So if you want to, say, glamour this item, you would have to have... You can do it all sorts of different ways, but they're all complicated. I think one way is you can actually have... Yes. So you can go to glamour this way, and select whatever it is you're wearing, and combine it with something else that happens to be in your inventory at the time. As long as you have a glamour prism on your person. It is one way of doing it. But you don't want to do it that way. And you don't want to do it that way because of the glamour dresser. Because here, and oh yeah, I forgot I had this with me. This looks at anything that is in your inventory and says, you can now put this inside of the dresser. You know that unlock system where I said if you see it once and you just have it forever, that sort of deal? This works that way, except you have to physically bring the item back to an inn and then put it inside of the dresser. But it won't let you put it inside the dresser without actually using one of those prism things at the same time. So you have to have the item, you have to have the prism, and then you have to be in this room specifically. And you have to interact with the dresser and do it all this way. Whatever the item looks like, I can't remember if it removes, like, dye. No, it doesn't, because I've inserted things that have dye on them before. So you can dye the item to look like a certain way, and it will go into the dresser looking like that. But if it's in the dresser, you can still dye it while it's inside of the dresser. And it'll work that way. But there's also the glamour plate system. And this is the only way, this is the best way to do it that doesn't involve you using resources constantly. With the glamour plate system, you can make by the way, you can do this in like Star Trek Online, except in Star Trek Online, you just have it. Like, you go to a clothing guy, and you could just make an outfit, and then anytime you want to, you can right-click on your profile picture and just select the outfit, and you're done. There's no cost or anything. You can just do it whenever. But in this, you have all these glamour plates, and here you can select whatever you want. And by the way, this is what I was bitching about. I really want to, like, use this hat, but it just does not want to let me. Will it actually let me now? Will it actually allow me? So did that actually change because I unlocked Machinist? Did it change the hat? It changed the hat, finally. It finally worked. It wouldn't let me do it because I didn't have the job itself. It didn't care about the level, it cared about having the job. Okay, so I can finally do that. No, wait, this is a different hat, isn't it? Yeah, this is different. This isn't even the thing I actually wanted. Sorry, hold on. Let me change that back, actually. Did I? No, it's this one. Yeah, I just had that hat hidden. Okay, go back to this. Edit glamour plate. Where is it? Where's the other one? Oh yeah, I got rid of it. That's what it was. It was... This is another minor problem. This one. This is the hat that I want to use. I think she would look nice in this. Can't use it yet. I've got to get one of these classes to level 60, and I think that once I do that, I will still not be able to use this on my red mage. I think you have to specifically be one of these for it to actually work. I think. Anyways. But you can actually dye things on the plate itself. So you can have the item and say, I want to change this specifically. Like, let's say I want to make this red. If I dye it that way, I have to have... By the way, I have to have dye in my inventory at the time. It can't draw from, like, the saddlebag or something else. And, if I dye it here, it doesn't dye it anywhere else. So if I do something like, say, take a rare dye, like a pure black dye, whatever it's called, and or one of those metallic ones that you have to physically buy with real money, and I used it on the plate, then I would waste it entirely. Which is why before I put anything in, I usually dye it soot black, so it's something neutral. That way I don't have to worry about this crap. So if I did something like dyed this red, and then changed this out with something else, and then saved over that plate, and then went back and decided, well, I like the other one better, I'll go back to the original, then I would have to re-dye the whole thing. Instead of just, say, having a dye system that you can use whatever you want, that doesn't cost any resources, or maybe costs a flat set of money to just do whatever you want to. Like, say, going into this and hitting dye, and not needing any resources, and just picking whatever you want to. Unless it's something rare, I guess. And then it would say, confirm. This will cost 200 gil or something, and then just hitting yes. Which would be a pretty good system, wouldn't it? But it doesn't do that. And to top it all off, if you apply you can only apply glamour plates in towns, by the way. For some reason. If you apply a glamour to an item, you can't get rid of it. You can change it to other glamoured items, but you can't get rid of it and go back to the original appearance. Unless you use a dispeller to do it. You can't just make a plate that's empty so that it resets it, or even just right-click it and say reset glamour. You have to buy another resource to use it. I don't know why. It's just something that they do. So that's the that's the entire glamour and plate system. It is really, really overly complicated for no real good reason. It could be a lot better. It could be a lot worse. It could be even worse. But it could be much better. Do you already have that? Oh, well, why the fuck do I care about that? By the way, these orchestration rolls are fucking ass. You get faded ones, and you need to be like a level 50 alchemist or something to be able to make them into normal scrolls that you can use. And they don't do anything. It just makes it so that you can just listen to the music in your room. There's no reason for it for that to be that complicated. Whatever. This game's full of stuff like that. It's so weird. Alright, so, you see where I'm going with this. There's lots of things in 14 that are just bizarrely complicated. They're not, like, so complicated you can't understand them. It's just like, I would like a burger. Here's a burger. Being transformed into, I would like a burger. Alright, first, step 1 of 15. It's like, why are you doing it this way? And if you bring that up to most 14 players, they seem to be like, yeah, it's not great. They're making progress, but it's taking a while. But some other 14 players are like, fuck you. Like, is it that complicated? Are you stupid? How dare you? And you get those people sometimes. So it takes all kinds. Anyways, alright. That's it for now, I guess. This is, like, I've been driven insane trying to talk about this. Oh, I don't even want to talk about the housing system. Which to me sounds like the most useless thing in the world. Why would you want to buy a house? Especially if you have to log in every 3 months or it gets demolished along with everything inside of it. Who cares? It's, like, I've been there. I went to the free company thing after I got into it, and I thought, oh, well, this whole map is our free company area, and all these houses belong to each individual free company guy, right? And they're like, no, this belongs to the whole server, and this tiny little shitty apartment, this hole in the wall, that's our house. Like, you have to pay money for this? Why? It's just some little crappy hole in the wall. And sure, like, that guy on the hill has this big mansion, but I don't care who that is. Why do people get invested in these things? Who cares? And people are like, oh, I hope one opens up so I can waste 3 million gil or whatever buying this thing that no one cares about except for me. I don't know, it's just something that's not for me. Just there's lots of things in 14 that just seem strange to me. Probably just because it's just not a game that's really meant for me, I guess. Maybe that's what it is. I'll try to play more of the main quest on stream next time. I can't promise to keep doing this, though. Because there's a lot to go in the... Shit. How many... Like, look up the main story. Actually, hold on. I have it open already. Here it is. Here's a list of all the main story quests. This might contain spoilers, so... if you care about that sort of thing, then don't look down at some of the titles. Because some of them are just, like, Frieza defeated. So be careful about that. But... From the top, A Realm Reborn, all the main quests. Oh my god, it takes so long to scroll. I went from levels 1 to 15, that list, all the way down to... We are now on the very start of Heaven's Word main scenario quest. Levels 50 to 51, I think, is where we're at right now. And I've gone all the way to 2.55. And that took a really long time. And if you look ahead, even the very next, like, release, the Dragon Song War Quest? What the fuck? That's not even the next one. That's Stormblood. That's the next one. That's the next, like, major release. And that's, like... That's gotta be over 100 main quests. I'm not doing that. So I can't promise to do that. I'll probably have to ask someone what the next, like, most major thing to happen is going to be, and just start there. That's probably the best way to do it. You guys just let me know what you think about that. I'm sure you don't want to sit around and watch me read mundane dialogue the whole time. Alright, but see you probably not tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow. But sometime. I guess fuck you for wondering when it's going to be. See you next time, I guess. And I don't know what major event is. I don't know.